Hey, this is Stacy York coming at you again today. Thanks so much for spending the time with me. I hope you enjoyed the first video. I hope you've gotten through the book a little bit. And the next few videos is just going to be to support you. So I want to talk a little bit about parenting and caregiving. And you know, a parent is really a person who brings up children and, you know, cares for them and guides them along the way. And it's a big job. It's a huge job. And I believe we can't do it. You know, it really does take a village to raise children. So today I want to tell you a little bit about me and my story. You know, I started in this work about 18 years ago with kids. And when I was in college, I had this wonderful experience of getting to go and kind of be a mentor to a young man. And I think he was maybe 12 at the time. And I got paid 10 hours a week to go hang out with this kid. And I thought, what an interesting job. Because here I was getting to hang out with a really awesome kid doing really fun stuff. So we'd go to the park, we'd read books, we'd go to the library. Sometimes we'd go to Toys R Us, we'd go for walks, you know, and all this stuff that was really, I thought, valuable time. And I was like, I get paid for this. This is pretty cool. But inside I was thinking, this is also really conflicting, because I was bummed out because really this kid wanted to spend time with his parents. And so what happened over a course of about 2 years, I hung out with this kid, is that I would drop him off at the end of our time together, and initially I would only get to drop him off at the house, at the front door. But by the end of the 2 years, I'd get to go into the kitchen, which was about 10 feet inside of the door. They had earned enough trust in me, or I had earned enough trust, that they allowed me to come into their home a little bit further. And what I had found out is that, you know, there were 4 kids. Mom and Dad were both struggling to find jobs. And every time I dropped him off, they would say, thank you so much for just spending the time with him, because we just don't have that time to do that. And I was kind of heartbroken by that, because I just thought, they're missing out on this awesome time with their kid. And so what I've done over the years is I've just spent time with parents, and I've just been open to what's going on. And the more open I am about parents and their journey and their experience, the more they tell me about their life. Because a lot of things happen inside families that we don't want to talk about, because we don't want to be judged, or maybe people think we can do it differently or better. And so then I had my own 2 children. And my husband and I have a daughter and a son, Stella and Sage, and it's been a heck of a ride. They've taught me more than I could ever imagine, and I found myself getting to this place where, you know, I think I'm doing all the right things. I teach this stuff. I'm doing this. I'm implementing it at home, and all of a sudden my daughter wants to trade me in for a new mom because I'm mean and evil. And I could feel my belly start to rumble and start to rise, and I'm thinking, what? What do you mean you want to trade me in, kid? And I can start to feel my amygdala, which is the very bottom part of your brain, that's fight, flight, freeze response. I'm starting to get all feisty. And I'm thinking, oh, this is what they're talking about. This is why I'm teaching all this stuff that I'm teaching to families. But it's really hard to do when you're in the heat of the moment, or you're passionate, or you're emotional. And what I've come to understand is that parents truly are the experts of their children. They come to see me because they might be kind of stuck in the middle of the road, or they might be at a cross, you know, at a crossing, and they might want to know how to navigate some troubling waters. But they know their kids better than anyone else, and I just get to foster that, and I get to be a part of that. And so here's what I've decided. My mission is really to get this message out to millions and millions of people. So I hope you share this video with your friends. Pass it on, you know, tell people to visit our website. This website is all about being what's right in a world that focuses so much on what's wrong. Because so many times I hear, kids these days, blah, blah, blah. They're entitled, they're this, they're that, whatever. But what I see in my office and the life that I have is that kids are pretty amazing, and parents are really amazing. We're just going through some really hard times sometimes, and we need some support. And so be what's right. Right stands for role model with integrity, genuineness, honesty, and trust. And I just believe that the more we as parents role model what we want for our children, the better our world is going to be today. And we're always looking for other people to change the way our world is, but the reality is we can do that just right in our own homes with our own children. And so my plea for you is just to kind of sit back, take these videos in a little bit of at a time, Think about your own parenting and your relationship with your child, what's working, what's not working, and let me ride this journey with you. It's truly an honor that you've let me into your life and let me into your home. I definitely believe that we as parents have the ability to change the world, and we can raise children who can change the world as well. So one of the things that I always ask parents to think about is their baggage. And I want you to imagine a suitcase, and it's full of all sorts of things that are part of our past. Because what happens when we become parents or caregivers is that all the things that happened to us when we were children starts to come out. And I've had multiple times where I've thought, man, my mom just fell out of my mouth, or my dad just fell out of my mouth, or wow, I never thought I would say that, or I never thought I would do that. And I think across the board, most parents think that. And so sometimes we have really awesome baggage. We have stuff in our suitcase that is really good and makes us great parents. And sometimes we have stuff that creeps in that we've totally forgotten about that really we could work on. So I want you to think about, all right, what are the missing puzzle pieces? What am I carrying in my bag, in my suitcase, that can help me make a better, clearer picture for my family? And it's hard to be a parent without thinking about how we were raised. So I want you to sit back and just recognize, how many of you guys have these blueprints or these baggages in your suitcase? Children are to be seen and not heard. Yeah, that was one of mine. Children are to be seen and not heard. Be quiet. I don't want to hear what you have to say. Nope, can't happen. Okay, what about this one? Paddle their ass. They just need a good spanking. If they have a good spanking, they'll act the right way. Yep, that happens a lot. Those are just a couple of them, right? I hear that stuff all the time. And so the reality is that we're living in a time where those things just don't work anymore for parenting. And we want to do love-based parenting with our kid. Love-based parenting does not mean kids get to get whatever they want. Love-based parenting means that our kids and we have a loving relationship with each other where we can have limits, we can have trust, we can have honesty, and we use our time and our money in our bank to help us with our relationship with our child. And so I believe people come to see me for 3 reasons. One reason is because they are having problems in their head, which means it's all thought kind of stuff. Another reason is they're having problems in their heart, which is feeling kind of stuff. And the final reason is because they're having problem in their home or their body. I call the body is the home of the heart and the head. And so these are my 3 pillars of balance, and I believe we all have them. Basically, when people walk through my door or they come into my life, we can boil things down to, are they having issues with head, heart, or home? And if there's something out of balance in those 3, then we know that we can do some work. So take a minute and think about your own relationships. Think about you as a parent, and think about if there's anything out of balance in your world. Is it in your head? Is it in your heart? Or is it in your home? Maybe you have a lot of medical issues. Maybe you get really, really frustrated and you explode. Maybe you're just thinking, I'm a bad parent, I'm a bad parent, I'm a bad parent. Any type of those kind of issues, there's a lack of balance. And I'm truly, in all of my heart, I believe that the number one parenting solution is you. And the more balanced you can be as a parent, the better off you have parenting your child and role modeling with them what's going on. So I'm just going to leave you with that little information today. That's a lot of information. The 3 pillars of balance: head, heart, home. And what's in your suitcase? What's in your baggage? What is it that we want to kind of turn over and think about and work through so that we can help you become more balanced as a parent, so that your child understands that you're role modeling with integrity, genuineness, honesty, and trust.